Okay, YouTube, I built a barrel stove, about a week ago, and I've never built one before. I've never even done a YouTube video before, but I kind of went on the premise of, I looked up a bunch of stuff on YouTube and they didn't build one like I did, so I kind of just went ahead and did my own. This is my 55-gallon barrel drum. Basically what I did is I used an 8-gauge plate for the face of the barrel, just to eliminate warping. I double walled my door, so basically it's about a little under 3/8 of an inch thick. I built my own hinge. It's just a rudimentary type deal. I didn't build an extension on it because my kids are 5 and 7 and I didn't want them just grabbing it and holding on to it and burning the daylights out of themselves, so I just kind of made it to where there's nothing to grab onto, or as little as possible anyways. So I just use a pair of pliers. It works for me. I'm okay with that. I really don't care about having a big old long thing sticking out. What I did is use a plasma cutter to cut this out. I built my own little, well, as I was doing it with the plasma cutter, I went ahead and did the holes and just made a slider for a draft slide so I can close it down and open it up. I just used weldable hinges on the side. Right now it's actually burning really good. I don't know how well you can see that, but let's see. Oh heck. Anyways, that right there is about 700, 800, so it's burning right around 1200, 1100 degrees right now. It does that when I first started up for about the first hour and a half. It maintains around 700 to 800 degrees for a long time, and then once it starts cooling down, it starts dropping, and it maintains for about 5 for about another 45 minutes, and then it starts dropping pretty rapidly from there. I'll kind of show you the inside of the barrel stove. Excuse my camera work. So I used fireplace gasket and went ahead and sealed the door. I just used an RTV silicone. I didn't know what else to use, but it works really well. It's high temp stuff anyways, so every once in a while that, I've kind of had an issue because I didn't have enough on it at first, so it started to fall off. But anyways, live and learn. I used fire brick on the bottom, just to keep that, well, I don't know. I just heard you should. I like it. But what I did is I boxed it in and I put some heat tubes on the top. Once those tubes get hot, they start calling for a draft from the side of the barrel. It's almost so hot my legs are burning. And what that does is it starts drafting air. Once I start closing it down, it starts drafting it through those tubes. Once those tubes get hot, they call for cold air, and it drafts from the side of my barrel. And it pushes air on the top of the fire, so once that smoke starts going, excuse me, hold on. Once that smoke starts kind of lifting towards the top, what it does is it pushes that cold air on top of that hot smoke and causes it to reburn. I think it's called a Tipton gas, and basically what that does, it kind of creates a blue flame at the top of the barrel, and just does a reburn, and it's super efficient that way. It doesn't really smoke at all. It does when you first start it, and it does when it's starting to warm up. Kind of show you here. You can see where the top of the barrel and the front of the barrel's been burned off. Where the side of the barrel's still black, that paint hasn't even burnt off, and it's still burning at 1200 degrees. That's where my chambers are. Basically, I built that box inside, and I put I don't know what you call it, a dampener, or not even a dampener, but a baffle. So you can kind of see where, if you follow the color, the black color is where you can't really have fire, but where the silver and the charcoal look on the top and on the front, that's where that draft kind of comes to the front, and then it goes over the top of that baffle and out my 24-foot pipe. I only have the pipe sticking out about an inch or a foot and a half out of the top. I didn't want that pipe to get cold because I do live in Colorado at 8,000 degrees. I wanted that pipe to stay pretty warm so it drafts once it goes outside really well. From my understanding, the longer the pipe that you have outside, the more potential you have for that thing getting cold, therefore it doesn't draft as well. Anyways, that's my draft slot. So when that barrel gets hot on those tubes inside there, when they get hot, they start drafting from the side of the barrel. Basically, it's just a very rudimentary type deal. It was my first one. I didn't really like welding to a barrel. It's not very fun, and getting my arm in a thin, part of that barrel whenever I had that top off was a pain in the butt. If I was to do it again, I would definitely rechange the way I did it. But efficiently and warm-wise, it works great. I would just do it a lot different for more ease of myself. What I did do is I did put a draft in the front, not thinking about it really too much. But the way that the barrel stove is set up, you have to have one in the back. Sorry, the fan is pretty loud probably. But what that causes is that air to flow through the back and then up through the front and then out. So anyways, whatever. There it is. It heats a 3,000 square foot shop and it's warm within about an hour and a half. I walk in here in my t-shirt. It gets 30 below here in Colorado, and that's it. All right, well, you guys have a good day. Yeah, have a good one. Bye.